Picker.
Picker.
Pig.
Pig.
He kept pigs and poultry.
You greedy pig! You ate all the candy! I made a bit of a pig of myself at dinner. They live like pigs in that house over the road. They live like pigs in that house over the road.
You can tell him from me he's an ignorant pig.
They're improving and they're a pig of a team to beat. Someone's made a right pig's ear of these repairs.
What if the car you buy turns out to be a pig in a poke? What if the car you buy turns out to be a pig in a poke?
Someone might have handed in your pass. Yes, and pigs might fly.
I found Sam in front of the TV, pigging out on pizza and fries. I found Sam in front of the TV, pigging out on pizza and fries.
Pigeon.
Pigeon.
Pigeon-chested.
Pigeon-chested.
Pigeonhole.
Pigeonhole.
Patsy was pigeonholed as a country and western singer, but that's too simple.
Pigeon-toed.
Pigeon-toed.
Piggery. Piggery.
Piggy.
Piggy.
What have I got myself into? I'm piggy in the middle between Guido and Sylvia. What have I got myself into? I'm piggy in the middle between Guido and Sylvia.
His little piggy eyes were red with hatred.
Piggyback.
Piggyback.
Videos that piggyback onto the success of proven TV programs. Videos that piggyback onto the success of proven TV programs.
How can I prevent other people from piggybacking onto my connection?
Piggy bank. Piggy bank.
Pig-headed.
Pig-headed.
Never have I met a woman so obstinate, so pig-headed.
It was just sheer pig-headedness on his part.
Pig-iron.
Pig-iron.
Piglet.
Piglet.
Pigment.
Pigment.
Melanin is the dark brown pigment of the hair, skin, and eyes.
The artist Sandy Lee uses natural pigments in her work.
Pigmentation.
Pigmentation.
The dark pigmentation gives protection from the sun's rays.
Pygmy.
Pygmy.
Pigpen.
Pigpen.
Bay of Pigs.
Bay of Pigs.
Pigskin.
Pigskin.
A pigskin suitcase. We started tossing the pigskin around.
Pigsty.
Pigsty.
The house was a pigsty, as usual. Pigswell. Pigswill.
Pigtail.
Pigtail.
She wore her hair in pigtails.
Pike.
Pike.
The world is being turned upside down by the string of multimedia technologies coming down the pike. The world is being turned upside down by the string of multimedia technologies coming down the pike.
Piker.
Piker.
Pikestaff.
Pikestaff.
None of us worked it out, though it was as plain as a pikestaff when you thought about it.
Pilaf.
Pilaf.
Pilaster.
Pilaster.
Pilates.
Pilates.
Pilau.
Pilau.
Mushroom pilau.
Pilchard. Pilchard.
Pile.
Pile.
His mother came in carrying a pile of ironing in her arms. Flora shuffled through a pile of magazines.
She tidied up the books and put them in neat piles.
He balanced the plate on the top of a pile of books.
Piles of melting snow. All that remained of the old house was a pile of rubble.
Sophie stooped to throw another branch on the pile.
He began to sweep the pieces of glass into a pile.
We've had piles of letters from viewers.
Another pile of directives from the EU. I soon discovered I was at the bottom of the pile in the office hierarchy. She always puts her own needs to the bottom of the pile. It's been 20 years since a British tennis player was at the top of the pile.
They've just bought an 18th century pile in Surrey.
Her feet sank into the thick pile of the rug. A deep pile carpet.
He had made his pile in the wholesale business.
He piled bread and milk into his basket.
Melissa piled spaghetti onto her plate.
A chair piled with velvet cushions.
The room was piled high with boxes.
Ma stacked the cups and piled the plates. Ma stacked the cups and piled the plates.
She brushed her hair and piled it carefully on top of her head. Pierre came back to pick them up, and they all piled in. I know I'm piling it on a bit, but there is a serious point to be made.
England piled on the pressure from the start.
She slimmed down a couple of years ago, but has piled on the pounds again.
Edward parked by the river, and we all piled out.
It wasn't long before the debts were piling up.
The traffic starts piling up around this time.
The work has a tendency to pile up if I'm not careful.
Tiny doughnuts piled up in a dish.
Pile driver.
Pile driver.
Pile up.
Pile up.
A motorway pile-up.
Pilfer.
Pilfer.
She was sacked after being caught pilfering from the till.
An office pilferer.
Pilgrim.
Pilgrim.
Pilgrims visiting a holy shrine.
Pilgrimage.
Pilgrimage.
The chance to go on pilgrimage to Mecca.
Presley's home has become a place of pilgrimage.
Pill.
Pill.
He has to take pills to control his blood pressure.
Sleeping pills. A bottle of vitamin pills.
My doctor advised me to go on the pill.
Luke can be a real pill sometimes.
Pillage.
Pillage.
Pillar.
Pillar.
8 massive stone pillars supported the roof.
Mr. Fitzwilliam had been seen as a pillar of the community.
One of the pillars of a civilized society must be that everyone has equal access to the legal system.
The poor kid has been pushed from pillar to post.
Christine's been a pillar of strength to me.
Pillar box.
Pillar box.
Pillar box red.
Pillar box red.
Pillbox.
Pillbox.
Pillion.
Pillion.
A pillion passenger. Tom had never ridden pillion before.
Pillock. Pillock. Pillory.
Pillory.
The Education Secretary was pilloried by the press for his latest proposals.
Pillow.
Pillow.
I'll be asleep as soon as my head hits the pillow.
His head was pillowed on his arm.
Pillowcase.
Pillowcase.
Pilot.
Pilot.
An airline pilot.
A fighter pilot. The official report into the accident says that it was caused by pilot error.
A harbour pilot.
A pilot scheme which could be extended to other areas.
A pilot for a new sitcom.
The new exams are currently being piloted in a number of areas. The new exams are currently being piloted in a number of areas.
The bill was piloted through Parliament by the Health Minister.
Pilot light.
Pilot light.
Pilot officer.
Pilot officer.
Pilot whale.
Pilot whale.
Pimento.
Pimento.
Pimp.
Pimp.
You can pimp your car with these stickers.
Pimpernel.
Pimpernel.
Pimple.
Pimple.
A pimply 18-year-old.
Pin.
Pin.
A 3-pin plug. For 2 pins, I just send them all home.
Can you pin this to the notice board?
He pinned the name tag on his jacket.
She had photos of her kids pinned up next to her desk.
He pinned her arms to her sides.
Albert got him pinned against the wall.
They managed to pin him down until the police arrived.
Her body was pinned under the weight of the car.
Did you manage to pin him down to a definite date?
He's impossible to pin down.
The flavour was hard to pin down.
The rebels have been pinned down in a camp to the south of the river.
Don't try to pin the blame on me.
They're trying to pin the murder on the boyfriend.
Chris is pinning his hopes on getting into Yale.
Pinafore.
Pinafore.
Pina colada.
Pina colada.
Piñata. Piñata.
Pinball.
Pinball.
Pinboard. Pinboard.
Pince-nez.
Pince-nez.
Pincer.
Pincer.
Pincer movement.
Pincer movement.
Pinch.
Pinch.
We have to stop her pinching her baby brother. He pinched her cheek.
Someone's pinched my coat.
Pinch the edges of the pastry together to seal it. Pinch the edges of the pastry together to seal it.
Her new shoes were pinching.
Sometimes she had to pinch herself to make sure it was not all a dream.
Pinch out any side shoots to make the plant grow upwards.
Add a pinch of salt to taste.
She gave him a playful pinch. There's space for 3 people. 4 at a pinch.
If you're in a pinch, I'm sure they'd look after Jenny for a while.
You have to take what he says with a pinch of salt.
Local stores and businesses are beginning to feel the pinch. Local stores and businesses are beginning to feel the pinch.
Pinched.
Pinched.
She had a small pinched face with sad eyes.
Pinch hit.
Pinch hit.
Pincushion.
Pincushion.
Pine.
Pine.
An ancient pine forest.
A pine table.
6 months after he left, she was still pining.
After 2 months in France, I was pining for home.
Karen had been pining for her friends back home in Colorado.
Pineapple.
Pineapple.
Pineapple chunks.
Pineapple juice.
Pine marten.
Pine marten.
Pine needle.
Pine needle.
Pine nut.
Pine nut.
Pine tree.
Pine tree.
Pinewood.
Pinewood.
Ping.
Ping.
The microwave goes ping when the food's ready.
We'll ping you with confirmation of your booking.
Ping back.
Ping back.
Ping pong.
Ping pong.
Pinhead.
Pinhead.
Pinhole.
Pinhole.
Pinion.
Pinion.
My arms were pinioned behind me by the policeman.
Pink.
Pink.
Bright pink lipstick.
Hannah's face went pink.
Her room was decorated in bright pinks and purples.
She had arrived dressed in pink.
Pink collar.
Pink collar.
Pink gin.
Pink gin.
Pinky.
Pinky.
Pinking shears.
Pinking shears.
Pinkish.
Pinkish.
The pinkish glow of the fire.
Pinko.
Pinko.
Pinko liberals.
Pink pound.
Pink pound.
Companies are trying to attract the pink pound.
Pink slip.
Pink slip.
Pinky.
Pinky.
Pin money.
Pin money.
She helped her uncle out sometimes just to earn a bit of pin money.
Pinnacle.
Pinnacle.
The pinnacle of academic achievement.
She had reached the pinnacle of her political career.
The bank was then at the pinnacle of England's financial system.
Pinny.
Penny.
Pinochle.
Pinochle.
Pinpoint.
Pinpoint.
It's difficult to pinpoint the cause of the accident.
They need to pinpoint exactly what skills are necessary.
Rescue teams have now pinpointed the location of the ship.
Tiny pinpoints of light.
The missiles can hit targets with pinpoint accuracy.
Pinprick.
Pinprick.
A pinprick of light.
These problems were pinpricks compared with what was to come.
Pins and needles.
Pins and needles.
I'll have to move because I'm starting to get pins and needles in my foot.
Pinstripe.
Pinstripe.
A navy blue pinstripe suit.
Pint.
Pint.
Add 2 pints of water to the mixture.
Half a pint of milk.
A pint glass.
He's gone down the pub for a quick pint.
Pinto.
Pinto.
Pinto bean.
Pinto bean.
Pint-sized.
Pint-sized.
The pint-sized child star.
Pin-up.
Pin-up.
A pin-up of her favourite boy band. He's becoming the thinking woman's pin-up.
Pinwheel.
Pinwheel.
Pioneer.
Pioneer.
John Whitney was a pioneer of computer animation. He was a pioneer in the field of biotechnology. The early pioneers of the Dakota Territory. The new cancer treatment was pioneered in the early 80s by Dr. Sylvia Banerjee.
Pioneering.
Pioneering.
The pioneering work of NASA scientists.
She played a pioneering role in opening higher education to women.
Pious.
Pious.
He was a quiet, pious man.
Pious speeches by politicians about family values. All these agreements and ideas remain little more than pious hopes in the present climate. All these agreements and ideas remain little more than pious hopes in the present climate.
He was a quiet, pious man.
Pip.
Pip.
An apple pip. Have these oranges got pips in? The pips are going, so I'd better say goodbye.
The McLaren team were narrowly pipped at the post by Ferrari. Jackson just pipped him for the gold.
Pipe.
Pipe.
A water pipe.
A frozen waste pipe.
Copper pipes.
A pipe had burst in the kitchen and flooded the floor.
Dad was there, smoking his pipe.
Pipe tobacco.
In many parts of the country, democratic elections are simply a pipe dream.
80% of sewage is piped directly into the sea.
A lot of oil is piped in from Alaska.
Villages with no piped water.
Morning, he piped with a cheery voice.
Everybody pipe down. There's no need to shout.
Tunes piped in over an acoustic system.
Mum suddenly piped up, "No!"
Pipe cleaner.
Pipe cleaner.
Piped music.
Piped music.
Pipe fitter.
Pipe fitter.
Pipeline.
Pipeline.
More job losses are in the pipeline.
Pipe of peace.
Pipe of peace.
Pipe organ.
Pipe organ.
Piper.
Piper.
Pipette.
Pipette.
Pipework.
Pipework.
The houses all have lead pipework.
Piping.
Piping.
Piping hot coffee.
Pipet. Pipet. Pippin.
Pippin.
Pipsqueak.
Pipsqueak.
Piquant.
Piquant.
A piquant wild mushroom sauce.
The production retains its original piquancy.
Peak.
Peak.
He stormed out in a fit of pique.
Privately, Zarek was piqued that his offer was rejected. She was hostile to him, which piqued his curiosity.
Piracy.
Piracy.
Software piracy.
Piranha.
Piranha.
Pirate.
Pirate.
Computer game pirates cost the industry £20 million a year.
Pirouette.
Pirouette.
Piscatorial.
Piscatorial.
Pisces.
Pisces.
Piscatorial.
Piscatorial.
Pisces.
Pisces.
Piss.
Piss.
Pissant.
Pissant. Pissant.
Pissant.
Piss artist.
Piss artist.
Pissed.
Pissed.
They rolled in pissed at 3 in the morning.
Pissed off.
Pissed off.
You get really pissed off applying for jobs all the time. I was pissed off with the way some people were behaving.
Judy's pissed at Carol.
Pisser.
Pisser.
Pisshead.
Pisshead.
Piss poor.
Piss poor.
Piss take. Piss take. Piss up. Piss up.
Pissy.
Pissy.
Pieced.
Pieced.
We will be making changes across the pieced.
Pistachio.
Pistachio.
Pistachio ice cream.
Pistol.
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 Pistol whip.
Pistol whip.
Piston.
Piston.
Piston ring.
Piston ring.
Pit.
Pit.
The female digs a pit in which to lay the eggs. A 5-foot deep pit.
Dad first went down the pit when he was 15 years old.
A national strike against pit closures.
The deep pits left by smallpox.
The company refused to pay. I think it's the pits.
I had a feeling in the pit of my stomach that something terrible was going to happen.
An inspection pit.
Just thinking about the future plunged her into a pit of despair. The whole street was pitted with potholes. Peel and pit 2 avocados.
We'll be pitting our team against the champions.
Pit your wits against family or friends.
The men had to pit themselves against the forces of nature.
Pita bread.
Pita bread.
Pitter-pat, pitter-pat.
Pit bull terrier.
Pit bull terrier.
Pitch.
Pitch.
The world-famous Wembley football pitch.
He ran the length of the pitch and scored.
Jack was on the pitch for his school in the Senior Cup final. The controversy reached such a pitch that the paper devoted a whole page to it.
He screamed at her in a pitch of fury.
The goal roused the crowd to fever pitch.
Ultrasonic waves are at a higher pitch than the human ear can hear.
She's got perfect pitch.
An aggressive salesman with a fast-talking sales pitch.
He made his strongest pitch yet for standardized testing in schools.
His first pitch was high and wide. The night was as black as pitch.
The pitch and roll of the ship.
The steep pitch of the roof.
We found the boy at his usual pitch at the bottom of the Acropolis.
She crumpled up the page and pitched it into the fire.
Stanton pitched to 2 batters in the 9th inning.
She slipped and pitched forward onto the ground.
Without a seatbelt, you can easily be pitched right through the windscreen.
You have to pitch your writing at the right level. Some questions were pitched too high for intermediate students.
Room rates are pitched at £69 for a single.
The new machine will be pitched at users in the hotel and air reservation business.
It is pitched as a cheaper alternative to other workstations.
Booksellers are keen to pitch for school business.
For many companies, pitching to investors has become almost a full-time job.
Sales reps pitching new gadgets.
Her voice is pitched a little too high.
Try and pitch your tent on level ground.
The roof pitches sharply to the rear of the house.
She pitched me some line about a bomb scare on the metro. If we all pitch in, we'll have it finished in no time.
Everyone pitched in with efforts to entertain the children.
They all pitched in, and the money was collected within a few days.
Pitch in, there's plenty.
She pitched into me as soon as I started to speak.
Rick pitched into decorating the house at once.
Wait a bit longer. Bill hasn't pitched up yet.
Pitch.
Pitch and putt.
Pitch and putt.